Okay, here's the engine. This is what I've got done so far. The alternator's out. I've got these bolts loose. These I can't. These now I might be able to get loose. I got the valve cover off, but I had to take the EGR valve off and disassemble a couple other things. And so I got this loose. This got to come loose yet. There's a bolt down here that when you turn it, this is bending with it. I might have to heat that up. These are loose, and I got to work on these. And like I said, I got those loose. So this is the only one giving me a problem here. These are done. And then I got to figure out how, if this all comes off, if I can take it off pretty much as one unit, disassemble that, disassemble the water mechanism here. It looks like if I just take this hose off and then take this, unplug this, it might be able to just take the whole thing out. Uh, the wires are still connected here. It's getting a little nippy out here. I've been out here for a while now. I'm making some coffee. I got to keep sweeping the floor as I go in. I got a new starter to put on it. But see how this oil is leaking out from the spark plugs? You can see how the spark plugs are all oily. So I don't think it's, I mean, they're in there tight. And I don't think it's cracked because it's got different pores in it. And they look really clean too. I mean that engine's been definitely taken care of because I mean there's nothing up here at all. That's all clean. This engine's good. Like I say, the coils are in the back you can get to. The electronic coils, and they're on slant and you can't get them from underneath. So I'm hoping I can take this whole piece here off with a carburetor and then bring this whole thing in. I don't know how yet. If it's too heavy, I got two bolts under here I can take off of this, and then I can go ahead and disassemble this, but still I have to bring it up somehow. But I got to bring the engine hoist out here with me and set up the engine hoist. That's in the van. It's in pieces, so you can disassemble and reassemble it. Now what I want to do is I want to go here in the house real quick. Like I said, I'm getting coffee made and I'm getting cold. I'm lazy. I don't like the cold. I wouldn't have took a nap this afternoon, I'd been doing much better. I get lazy. Now, as I said before, this is my little work area. This was all dirty and stuff, and I sanded it and I painted like 10 times over. And then I sorted all my nuts and bolts and stuff, and I got different boxes down there. That took me half a day. This is a thing that holds on the front of the engine. That's some of your alternator stuff. There's the bolts for the valve cover, and the valve cover and the alternators down here. And this here was another bracket that had to come off. So I'm trying to keep everything together, and what I'm doing, I'm going to put these nuts, these bolts right here. These are for the valve cover gasket, so I'll put those back here, and hopefully I don't have to mark them. Now, over here on the Ford engine that we're working on, I got the filter on. I had to take the heads completely apart and redo them. I had to pull the oil pan off. The main bearings were set at 45 torque, and I set them at 25, and I was able to turn the engine. And then I had to retorque all this down and reset all these lifters back down in here, and the gasket, you can tell I kind of messed them up. Now I got the valve covers on, I got the oil filter on, and it's nice because the engine is turning, so 25 torque. I figure, hey, you know, between 25 and 45 pounds, you should be pretty good. I torqued all the heads at 25, so they're torqued good. And again, I made sure it turned. The oil pump is worked off the distributor. I see where the rod comes up and how the distributor has to sit on it. Now, this has to point to the number one cylinder. So as soon as I get things set up, I got to pull this whole thing apart, reset it again, so I'm at the number one cylinder, and I should be able to fire. So as you see, we're getting everything. The bolts are all been cleaned. So I got those all cleaned. And like I said, I took a nap today, and I believe these are going to be the intake bolts. So I'll probably do a little touch up on them. And like I say, the intake and all that's together. It's all right there. Now, I, like an idiot, I got this here, but I don't know what I did with the bolts. I swear to God, I got a brain like a dumbass. So I got to figure out where the bolts are to this. And maybe I'll clean this up a little bit. I don't know. And then that'll go over here on this. Of course, it got to go the other way, I believe. Again, I have to look at pictures I took. Hopefully I got pictures of it and how it went together so I can get all that done. And I did take pictures of that engine too. Now, there's my coffee's getting ready. So real quick, we're going to take a quick trip out here. And I got a starter on one of my riding mowers I'm going to have to fix. And then, you probably can't see them from here. Close the door here. I got to keep sweeping my house because I keep checking dirt in and I got to sweep the floor. So I'm constantly sweeping and sweeping. So I live out here in a mud field. Now this area here is got the loganberries, and I got to get all this area cleaned out and that tree out of here. That tree's got to go. I've already cut down 3 trees here that took me last summer to clean up. This will be the garden. I got the stuff down. This is rhubarb, and I ran in there, and that's going to take some work. And you can see all the tree branches. I don't know if you can or can't, but I got a lot of tree branches out here that fell in the yard. There you are. And then I got grapes over there, plus a big old tree laying there. So I got a lot of yard work to pick up sticks and stuff like that. And I got raspberries growing back over here behind the house and behind the shed. So I got to clear this area up here. I got my compost ready to, I need a couple more bags, maybe 4 or 5. And then I can put those in the garden. It's cow manure, and I just do it out here when I get ready to do the garden. 1, 2, 3, yeah, maybe 4 more bags. So when I get this area cleaned up, yeah, there's branches there too. That'll be something else. The fender skirts for the van are right over there by the shed. And then the body work to the van, before I put the engine in, I got to do the body work to the front. And I want to clean it up and set it, oops, too big, and set it together and get some of the rust off of here, kind of clean it up, put the window trim in, do some body work on the side, hopefully. Tires are good. A lot of stuff to do here. I got to find the rack for it and the tire mount, so I can put those both back up here. And then I want to replace that window. So I got quite a bit of stuff to do. This is another work area. I got a work area over there. And then the house has got to have a lot of stuff done to it yet. You got the back here. That looks pretty poor. And the downspouts and stuff got to be done. So I put in the antenna. Some neighbor threw it out, and I went and picked it up and made it my own pole for it and just chained it to the house. So I have an antenna. Now I'm going to grab me a cup of coffee and go relax for a few minutes and probably come out and get my tools. I don't think I'll get to the head tonight. I am getting lazy again. Plus I'm getting hungry. I mean, I did quite a bit today. It took a little bit to put the heads together. I had to get laundry done. So laundry's done. I got 2 chainsaws sitting over here on the floor ready for me to work. The pulley went on one. Then this other one over here. This is a backup pump. I cleaned it all up. I want to pack it away, and I put a label on it, and then I masking tape wrote on it. I put extra regular, the other, what do you want to call it? Packing, that's not packing tape, it's the tape that you use for taping packages. Anyway, that's wrapped around it so it won't lose the writing. And the trigger on one of these went, I don't remember which one. I got to get them going, get the chain sharpened on them. So I got a house full of tools and a lot to do, and I'm getting there finally though. That engine's almost together. Like I say, there's the rest of it right down there, all painted and put together. So hopefully I can get it together with the spring and get it running. Right now I'm working on that. The topaz has a bad spot in the topaz. Something's banging on the engine. I don't know what it is. I got to find out. I got to drop the oil pan. I've already had the head off. That car is simple to work on. As soon as I find out what the problem is, I'll get that thing going. I'll have that car running. I'll have the other car, because I got to give the white car back to somebody. I'm going to have a cup of coffee, relax. Thanks for joining me. This is Joe. Hope you like the tunes I'm playing for you. I'm going to do a couple more tonight. I'm going to tape them live. Me on guitar, goof around on drums. Hey, what the heck. All right. We'll catch y'all later. You hang in there, and peace.